Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go.
Welcome to our website. We got loads of news and gossip for you today. But first, here's a new song.
Somebody who need that stimulus.
Money.
Taylor Vanay.
Yeah. Where my money?
Nightly.
Money.
Stars International
I'm
Records.
talking about that stimulus check. Stimulus check. Got
Money.
stimulus check. Stimulus check. Where that stimulus check. Stimulus check.
Money.
Give me my stimulus check,
Money.
girl.
No time for linger. Chain on my neck and ring my finger. 24 on the whip with tint up window. Come from the place, but me and a sprinter. Girls that you love me style, that you name Blinda. Fuck with me cash, I'm rising incha. Up and burn, me no bring passenger. Anything pop off, then you know what danger. Hey, to the sky, aim for the sky. Money have to make, so we keep on trying. To the sky, aim for the sky. Money have to make when it touching a foreign. To the sky, aim for the sky. I forget rich when it touching a foreign. To the sky, aim for the sky. Money have to make, so we touching a foreign.
About that stimulus check.
Yeah.
Stimulus check. Got
Money.
stimulus check. Stimulus check. Where that stimulus check. Stimulus check.
Money.
Taylor Vanay.
My stimulus check, girl.
Pocket full of drinks, thoughts full of money. Everybody on go. Credit cards on max. Faded jeans, lint on my clothes. Gotta be away, tired of being broke. Baby mama calling tripping. Why? It's either me and you. Get it off the muscle, ride or die. I gotta get it. I need that. Stimulus check, I got that. Ambition on deck, push it. Rewind this track, I ain't stopping till I get that. Now who them that said on me they shine? Cocky up when I drink my wine. Ain't got my money, don't waste my time. It's the government, gon' give me mine.
That stimulus check. Stimulus check. Got stimulus check. Stimulus check. Where that stimulus check. Stimulus check.
Money.
Give me my stimulus check, girl.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Brooklyn Cafe studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat at the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, or a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in free 888-994-4995 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
And an angel gets her wings.
Welcome into the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Wow. It's been non-stop all morning. I tell you, I'm exhausted. I need a nap. I need AARP, buy a mattress.
Do they give you mattress discounts?
Yes, they give you everything.
You probably get hotel discounts, rental car discounts.
I'm not going anywhere.
I know.
But did you see what was on Google today? Behind the scenes gossip.
Tell me, please.
The behind the scenes. Well, I sent it in while I was talking to Jeffrey that I had asked Mr. Stimulus Check here.
Stimulus check.
To set up the studio.
Stimulus check.
And they didn't turn nothing on.
We were you
Uh-huh.
said you wanted to conserve energy. Since it's about to be daylight savings, you wanted to conserve energy before daylight savings.
Here comes the snowball. Here comes the snowball.
Daylight savings time is on Saturday.
You said FP now was a conglomerate or something like that?
I'm going to wait till the wind blows.
Stimulus check.
And then you
Stimulus
see
check.
that we have Max do his show. Anybody know the name of Max's new show? Does it have a name?
Artworks by Max Lazega.
Okay, that show has my hand creepy crawling to turn on the lights. Did you see it? Did you see it? I've never been so embarrassed. So I tell Blake, do you guys forget to turn the lights on? Oh no, we got this in deep check, and I'm waiting for them to go on. Ain't gonna go on. One camera set when we had multiple cameras. I was like totally confused.
But it all went
This
off
morning.
well.
They did go off well.
Because you said you wanted to serve energy. We were just
Okay.
listening to what you said. I said,
Wait till you do your show. Wait till Slick Speaks goes
It was
on the
supposed
air.
to be today. He and Teddy both missed their shows today.
It's a slick piece. It's live though.
Oh, because we forgot that Max is doing a show?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a lot.
was Max on the board?
No. But he was on the
Hey, how
board
you
for
doing?
Studio. Here's the thing, those shows are all on the board for Studio B, and you took Studio B over for recording.
Yep. So I did it
Oh,
on-
I'm sorry.
I did it on my
Oh, I'm
own.
sorry. Freddie sold a major deal today. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So that's what happened today.
There's no other studio that you could do
We
a
did.
production.
We
Could've done it?
did. We did, but then Teddy missed her show because of it.
See, I couldn't, so I had to do it live on my
Next time, I'll give you the keys. You go to WNN Radio and use that production to do what you need to do.
Oh, that's interesting.
Wow.
Because 3 studios here aren't enough. We need a 4th one
Wow.
now.
You hear this? Do you hear this?
But that's what happened. Then we took the recording studio in B, so Slick didn't do his show. We used this for Max, so Teddy didn't do her show. So we're down 2 shows today.
Well, we'll get them done this afternoon.
She saw
You just feel, you feel like you're on top of this deal. Okay, let's move on.
the facts speak for themselves.
Yeah, the facts. I'm gonna give you the facts there, big boy.
But Max did a great job. He did a new piece. He took some of our old repurposed wood from the piano and he made it a bench. So we've got fishing on the pier, fishing on the dock of the bay, which is really cute.
He's going to put a sound box on it like this guy.
We've got this guy, we've got our music man, we've got this robot. He's going to bring in some new pieces. Actually, the piece behind me is a new piece. I think I need to hang it a little bit higher. But this is a new piece he just brought in on
I
this
can't
black
even see it
background,
so low. It's
which
too
is
low.
beautiful. So we got to raise that
And
also.
we have a new name for the doll on the set with the pan and the pots and pans in front of us. That would be the Dawn doll,
Why? Because I don't cook?
because you don't cook.
I know. It's a whole thing with me in cooking. I have great thoughts about it. I really have good intentions, but yet it never comes out the way it's supposed to. And then I get all frustrated and said, I am never doing this again. And then I try again on Sundays.
Well, we have a little banner we're hanging and we're making it. It says
bib?
Dawn doll
Don't eat
will
this.
cook for laughs.
That's about it. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to our afternoon show. Gosh, it's been a busy day.
I need a nap.
It's been a busy
I'm
day.
tired.
We never know what days our crews are coming in, but you just got to keep going. We've got Nicole with us. We're just going to call her Nicole from
What's
Serenity
Nicole's
now.
last name?
Zapadopoulos.
Habalapadis.
Zarkadoulis.
Sakadoulis.
What is it?
Zarkadoulis.
Zarkadoulis. Like my big fat Greek wedding.
Yes, exactly.
We
Is
met-
it?
Yes.
Were you in that movie?
No,
You sure?
shockingly not.
Did you like that movie?
Yes, I did. It reminds me of my family a lot.
Does it?
Yeah.
It's very close to the truth.
Yes.
Wow.
One of our interns, and she's up at school, but she's Greek, so she comes in. Her mother's from Greece, so she and Teddy were dancing around the theater a couple months ago, and there you go, Serenity now.
Yes.
And your office now is located right up the street from us.
10 minutes from here, we have a big warehouse now where we pack all of our orders and we ship them right from there.
Well, let's talk about what you do. We met Nicole a couple weeks ago when we did the Brain Bowl out in West Boca, and you had these great boxes. You've got a subscription box and then a Serenity box.
Yes. So we do a quarterly subscription box, so you get it each season, and it's completely different. It has over $100 worth of products. This is one of them right here. And every product is made to help you relax and promote serenity in your life. So it also helps with anxiety and stress. And then we also have custom gift boxes, which are tailored to help with stress, but we also do all types of themed boxes. This right here is our spa box. So if you want to send a nice gift to someone, help them relax, it's really nice.
Great for Mother's Day, too.
Yes.
That's really cool.
You loved it when we met her.
I know. Now I remember.
Now you love it again.
Drink heavily. What can I tell you? I love that. concept.
AARP, help him out over here. He's like, that's really cool, like 51st dates. Wow, meet Nicole, Freddie.
How are you, Nicole? No, I love that serenity.
I know, in
and
all
Synopsis.
fairness, it was so loud at the Brain Bowl.
I didn't hear
He
a
couldn't
word.
Yes,
hear
it was.
anything. He couldn't hear
I
the
didn't hear
interviews.
one word. You were talking, and I heard nothing. And I told her after the set, I said, we've been sitting up here for 3 hours talking. I don't hear nothing.
But these boxes are incredible.
Yes.
What's in your subscription box?
Yeah, so this was our winter box. It came with an anxiety mug. So the mug says anxiety on
love
it.
that.
And it comes with a little tea infuser to put tea in it and honey sticks. And then it came with a bag of calm tea. So every herb in it is made to help you relax.
Oh, I need that too.
An essential oil,
You need that too.
And that too.
an essential oil diffuser bracelet. So you
Even
can put the
better.
oil
So you
on
can
the
go
bracelet and
and
you can
smell
smell
it
it
all
all
day.
Oh,
day.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really nice. It came with the Calm Journal, which is a journal that you fill out and it helps you through your anxiety and stress.
I threw that book at Slick.
It came with a lavender candle, which we hand pour in-house. And then it also came with a Mantra Wellness magazine. So this is a magazine that it's two-sided. You actually flip it over. Let me try to flip it while holding this.
Wow.
And it's two-sided, and you get to fill it out. It's interactive, and it also helps you through mental health, stress, and anxiety. And every box comes with a little insert that explains every single item, how to use them, and how much their retail value is.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you put all this together?
Yes.
And then you mail them out?
Yes.
And you pour your own candles?
Yes.
So what are you? You're like a comic guru?
I actually suffered from anxiety for a lot of years, and it was debilitating. I could never find products to help. And my brother started having panic attacks. So for his birthday, I made him a crate full of stress relief products, and he was like, you need to sell these. So I was like, that's a good idea. So I decided to make a subscription where people can just subscribe once and you get it 4 times a year, and it holds you over for the whole year.
Now I remember who she is. I thought this was a devastating idea with the subscription stuff.
Because you've always wanted a subscription box. You've
Yes.
always wanted to do
But the
something like
panic
that.
attack thing is like out of control right now. We were just talking about that last week and yesterday on
Yep.
the show. Panic attacks right now are just out of control.
It's at an all-time high, definitely. I mean, so many people have reached out to me asking for advice and help, and we saw an influx of sales, especially in the holidays, but since COVID, it's been really bad.
What did you do before this?
I worked for a nonprofit for 2 years. I was the director of operations, so I kind of just ran all the events, did all the fundraising. Then COVID hit. It was kind of hard to have events, so I started doing grant writing and doing the back end stuff. And I started doing this on the side, and now I'm full-time doing this.
You're a grant writer too?
Yes, I was writing grants
And you're
for
a
the charity
country singer?
in my spare time.
And she's like a superstar this year.
I know, she's probably all of like 24.
Yes, I'm 24.
Holy, how'd you do that?
And I'm in school
Good
still.
guess.
You're still at where? FAU?
I'm in grad school, yes, at FAU.
Of course she's in. She's at grad school. And what are you studying in grad school?
I'm getting my master's in business administration.
Of course she is. She's going to run her own line of hotels.
That is incredible. And how much is a subscription?
So they're $54.95 each season, or you can pay upfront for the whole year, and it's $20 cheaper for the whole year. So it ends up being, I think, $200 for the whole year.
Where did you get your savviness for business?
Definitely my parents. Neither of them went to college. They just started their own companies, and they've had a few different companies since then, but they've always just had their own businesses, and definitely learned from
It's
them.
like that Greek movie.
A big
They
fat Greek
had
wedding.
like 27 jobs, but they're good at it.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
They started out with a hot dog stand in Montauk, and now they
In
have
Montauk, a hot dog stand.
Yeah.
How much was a hot dog in Montauk worth?
I honestly have no idea. I wasn't born.
You know Montauk, though.
Yes.
I hung out in Montauk.
Of course you did.
Millionaire Acres.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
It's like a
hot dog
$20
cost
hot dog.
$1,000. That's amazing. Wow. So they came down to Florida,
Yes.
the 6th borough. Kind of cool.
Which is
I like
amazing. You loved this when we met her.
I love this concept. It's like unbelievable. How is business?
It's going really well. I started playing around with social media ads, and I was able to figure it out on my own. So I've just been running ads and seeing a lot of sales and subscriptions. So it's going well.
All through the social, so it works.
Yes, it definitely works. We have
You're the first person I've ever heard that the ads work.
Really? It
means
takes
you
a
know what
lot
you're
of
doing.
testing. You have to try out different markets and play around with it.
That's incredible
It is.
that she's made it work.
So I guess me doing that thing in the parking lot isn't a good idea.
Which thing?
That thing I wanted to do, to bring people in.
Oh, that thing?
Yeah. Not too good.
To like,
Yes, whatever.
you wanted
Yeah, whatever. Whatever.
I'm not really sure what you wanted to do.
That's okay. Don't
No,
worry,
he
it
wanted
didn't work
to
anyway.
be out with the flag.
Oh, that,
like,
yeah.
preferably
Yes, that
new.
whole thing was a disaster. So where is your business located?
So everything is online currently. We also go to pop-up markets. We have Sunnyside Up Market coming up this Sunday. And then we do a couple in Boca, but we do everything out of our warehouse right here. It's off of Clintmore
Clipmore and where?
and Congress.
Oh, I go by there every day. Clipmore is under construction right now.
Yes, there's a bunch of warehouses right there off Congress. So.
I know.
Yep,
I
that's
know-
where the gymnasium, that's where the Ninja Gym is too.
I know exactly where you are. How long you been there?
I moved in last Monday.
Yeah, like a week.
You've been there all of a week.
Yes,
Where were you before?
out of my house.
Really? So business is getting better.
Yes, my house was busting at the seams. I couldn't do it anymore.
I can imagine.
That's amazing.
Yes.
And so every quarter it's another Serenity box.
Yes, it's completely different. This season's box, it actually started going out on the 1st, and it's completely different than the last box. All different products. It's
Is it a surprise or do people know what's in it?
It's a surprise. We do some spoilers. So there's, I think, one spoiler we posted so far, and then we'll post a couple more as the season goes on. But we like to keep it a surprise for the subscribers.
A spoiler.
I think it would be a great gift. It's like a great
Yes.
holiday gift, and then you get it every quarter. I did this with my kids for the holidays,
Aw.
and they got, like, it was a food of the month. But
Oh,
I
okay.
could choose. Like, one month I got Chelsea tea, and then she got candles, and I forgot the third one she got. And then my son, because she's
Very
gluten-free, I got my son, she got wine. He got cookies, he got pancakes, and then he got something
Aw.
else. So my parents, I got them something else, wine and cheese and cookies. So you could,
Very fun.
but every month they get something else, and they go, oh my
You got
gosh.
him pancakes?
It was like a pancake mix. Because they like, he and his girlfriend like to cook.
Pancakes.
It's like pancakes and crepes, and one month was cookies, and one month was something else.
That's kind of cool. Pancakes.
Pancake. Well, the mix. You got to make it yourself still.
No, I understand.
But
It's
they
not
love the
as a pan-
subscription idea because every month they got something. So
Yeah.
when the holidays ended, they were still getting gifts, kind of like this. And now anxiety is at an all-time high.
Okay, so I got to ask.
I love the anxiety mug.
Yes, I'm going to buy that one for me. 'Cause
We
I've
make
been
those
suffering
too.
from
You make
anxiety.
the mugs?
Yes, we buy the mugs wholesale, and then we put permanent vinyl on them. We make all the
You have all this
Teddy, this
time.
is so right up your alley, Teddy and Val.
Oh my God. Okay, so let me get this right.
Yes.
You have different things 4 times a year, and this is all related to having anxiety and,
And
things
stress.
of that nature. Do you ever run out of ideas?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the part I'm amazed at. That you
There's
can
so
change
many
it.
products that a lot of people don't know about for stress relief. I mean, even if we were to put another essential oil in a couple of seasons, it would be a different scent or a different candle scent. So there's always things you can change.
What oil is that?
This is the Relax blend, so it's like a lavender blend.
But how do you, okay. You know, I'm thinking the business aspect of this. How do you store all these different elements? Each one of those is an element. So you got 5,000 mugs?
We have a lot of mugs.
I bet you do.
Mugs takes up a lot of our storage,
I
actually.
bet it does. I'm sitting here saying, if you get 1,000 orders a month, you got to carry at least 2,000 of the elements because, you know, and sometimes shipping it may break. They may want to repair. They may
Yes.
want more. Yada yada yada. And think about this. It's tremendous what she's doing. And then she's doing it. She got time to put something on a mug. I'm shocked. And you make your own candles.
Yes.
Seriously.
I know. It's unbelievable. And then if you don't want that, you can do custom boxes. You can do anything, right? You
Yes.
call and you'll put it together?
We just did an order. We actually haven't even delivered it yet. We're still waiting on the products to come, but we did an order for Boca Regional Medical Center for every single one of the nurses. So we did a custom order.
Every nurse at Boca Regional?
Every nurse. There's 850 of them. And
Wow.
yeah, and we're shooting to deliver next month. We're waiting on a few more of the products, but they custom designed everything. And they did a really good job. And it's all like a gift for the nurses.
And you've
And
been in business 2 months.
I launched September 1st, but I really started doing the custom gifting in December.
And you just got an order for 850 nurses.
Yes.
How many people work with you? How many people work with you?
I have one girl part-time who does a lot of the warehouse and helping me pack orders. She's great. And then I have another part-time who comes on in a couple of days to do social media.
So you put 2 part-times together, you get 1, and you.
And me.
That's it.
I'm like double time.
But the fact that she got the order for 850 nurses at
I
Boca
can see her
Retail.
getting the order. She gets another order like that, she may need another 2 part-timers.
That is unbelievable.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
At 24
Thank
years
you.
of age. I didn't even have a hot dog stand at 24 years of age. That is remarkable.
Well, her
And you're
parents
going to
have one in
school,
Montauk.
And you're going to school.
Yes.
When do you have time to do all this? Are you taking notes here?
I knew it. You was gonna shoot it right at me,
Right. With a spear and
I
a bow
knew it.
and
You was gonna shoot it up.
Take the
Yeah,
bacons
of
out of
course,
there.
of course. It's because I started
That
it.
is-
That's why.
But that's amazing.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Amazing. I tell you, I'm amazed.
Do you have a minimum on how many boxes?
No,
order?
no. You can order 1. You can order 850, as many as you want.
850.
Yes.
Stop saying that. She's gonna say, "Man, what did I just get into?"
Yeah.
Stop saying it.
That's just no. I mean, that's just incredible that there's companies that do this, like Harry and David and all these big companies, but
Yes.
yet they chose you, which speaks volumes.
Yes. Yeah, I'm constantly trying to market and talk to people and network, and it paid off.
And it paid off.
We're excited.
What's like your one tip to networking?
We've really seen a lot of success with going to the markets, and just really any person I talk to, I just start talking about business and really start asking them about gifting and stress. And every single person you meet has stress. It doesn't matter who you are. So I think everyone relates to it, and you have to be personable and talk to them and really care about what they're saying.
Your price point is amazing.
Thank you.
That's what I'm impressed with. Her price point is good. It's a needed product, and it's different because you're getting a different deal. It's sort of you sit by. I love getting mail, except I get bills, unfortunately. But I love getting mail, and you mail these out, correct?
Yes.
So how are you going to mail 850 some odd boxes?
So those we're actually delivering
I
ourselves.
bet you are.
To Boca Retail.
Wow,
Yes.
I'm amazed. 24.
It's
Can
amazing.
you imagine by the age of 30, she'll be running a whole fleet of companies?
Well, I love it because my daughter's birthday's coming up in May, and this is like the perfect subscription box for her to get something like this every quarter.
I would like you to contact the Opal, the old Marriott,
Okay.
and tell the manager you'd like to send them a sample for the rooms.
Oh, yes.
So you put that sample in the room. I got to tell you something. I would go, and if I see that box at the Opal, because I usually go to the 4th of July, and I see this thing, and you put a little card in there, if you like this order,
That's a
I
great
think you
idea.
have a runaway train.
And the thing is, she's going to do it.
I know she's going to do it.
Because Freddie has ideas and people don't do them.
I'll do it today.
But she's going to do this.
People don't do them. I gave this gentleman an idea a year and a half ago to go on the beach with a knapsack and pour wine for our wine people.
That's a
that
great
we do.
idea.
And you know what he told me? Nobody does that. So I was on the beach 2 weeks
Okay,
ago.
I was just a little set back.
2 weeks ago, I was on the beach. And
Oh my
this girl
God.
came up and she's pouring wine, and I tasted it. I bought $100 worth of wine right there.
It's amazing.
So I should do something this weekend. Yeah,
You need a
right.
box.
Yeah.
To sort of calm you down further. But I
Right, yeah.
love that. I
Yeah.
stayed at a hotel in Tampa. I can't remember the name, but it was all about relaxation. They have these hotels you go to,
Yes.
and you do the swami thing, and they have the massage and the hot rooms and all this. And I could swear that I remember seeing a box like this. It's amazing. And people get away now. You ever go to a hotel and people sort of sanitize the whole room with alcohol?
You know, it would
Is
be
it scared to
really
death?
cool. I want to introduce her to our friends at Sensibility with
the
their candles. Be kind of
It's
cool.
a doable deal.
It's a doable deal.
I'm thinking bigger.
I know, but I'm just thinking how we help other. You're probably not going to talk about it, but we work with a nonprofit. They're special needs young adults,
Okay.
and they make candles.
Oh, okay.
So that might be kind
Very
of cool to put. It takes you off your candle
Yes.
making off the list, but yet you still get the money and they get the money, and it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
It saves you time to pack another 850 boxes.
We buy some of our candles wholesale. And most of our products we buy are from small family-owned businesses So we love that. We'll definitely do that.
That'd be easy.
And they're in Coral Springs. They've got all different scents.
Okay.
And it comes with a picture, so and it's a give back as well for these special needs adults.
I love that.
I kind of like that box because we have a bunch of crazies that come in here.
We got a bunch of crazy. No, we're not crazy. We're just high anxiety working with you.
I'm sorry.
Perfect.
What would be another name for high anxiety?
It's not crazy. We do a lot in a small period of time.
Correct.
How did you do at the Brain Bowl?
We did well. We got a lot of, so we do a giveaway at every one of our markets for one of our mini boxes, and we collect emails so we can also reach out to them and send them other deals. We do a lot of discounts. So
What's a mini box?
Our mini box comes with affirmation cards, a lavender eye mask, a bath bomb, and a chapstick. And it's smaller than these, but it's also less of a price point. So for people who can't afford maybe the subscription, they can get a mini box, and it's a one-time order.
That's
She's
great
done
also.
everything. Have you ever done radio or television?
No, I have not.
Never been on the air?
No?
Yes, some delivery, this one.
She's fantastic, I know. Does your brother work with you?
No, well, he helps me out. He actually came up with the name. So, and then I have a younger brother, and he does a lot of acting and photography, so.
Of course he does. Where's your jingle? Are you doing a jingle? Maybe a country western
Not
jingle?
yet, but that's a good idea.
She's going to need to clone herself before she leaves here.
Yes.
I got about 5,000 different ideas. But I got to tell you, you got a winner as a product. You're a good ambassador for your product, and you deliver on time. And my goodness gracious, we could talk to the doc and everybody else who's in that field, and you're talking about soothing moments.
Well, I also love it because now as we're coming out of this pandemic and things are opening up, our healthcare workers have done so much. Our frontline workers, our teachers have done so much. What a great way, end of the year for teachers is coming up. What a great way to even do the mini box if it's a one-time deal.
Yes.
For your teachers.
That's a great idea.
Or
we have
for those
so
in-
many options. I mean, we have a tea box. It's all tea products. We have a grief box. If someone has lost someone special to them, you can send them a grief box, which comes with a blanket and soup and soothing products.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have all types of stuff for every
Where
life
do you get
event.
your teas?
So we got the teas in our tea box are from Smith Tea Maker. It's a small family-owned business, but we get them from all over. We use a website that has a lot of small family-owned businesses to find most of our products.
Remember the time we had the tea company come in? A lady came in, she met with us, and I gave her an order for 500, what was it, 500 boxes of tea?
They were like, yeah.
And she ran out of here like her hair was on fire.
Oh.
She said, I can't do that.
What's your website?
SerenityNow.world.
.world. Mm-hmm. And on your social media, you are what on social media?
Serenity Now Inc. Yep.
Find it out.
Yep.
We got to check out the website, serenynow.world. All right, let's take a commercial break. When we come back,
good idea.
More with relaxation. Stay tuned. Give us a call, 888-994-4995. We'll be right back.
AMP2 TV and WNN Money Talk Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They have been working around the clock, nonstop, to promote over 500 shows and businesses reaching all over South Florida. With added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio, it has never been easier to get your voice heard by millions of listeners. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact AMP2 TV at 866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
Hi, I'm Tracy McDonough, owner and founder of Healing Moments. Healing Moments is a healing playroom, a mind, body, spirit center. Our service is love and compassion, and the environment is soothing, peaceful, and inviting. Every area is designed for healing and peace. We deliver services such as massage therapy or lymphatic drainage, energy healing and Reiki, chakra balancing, physical vascular therapy for circulation and pain, vibrational medicine using frequencies and oils, and music in order to calm and relax your mind, body, and spirit. We also offer detoxification services using infrared sauna, ionic foot baths, and power plates. All of our modalities are designed to reduce stress, anxiety, induce relaxation, relieve pain, and provide detoxification and inflammation reduction for optimal healing and wellness.
Are your health issues stopping you from living the life you've imagined? Are you unable to do the things you want to do due to chronic pain or chronic health issues? Have you seen many doctors, taken multiple medications, but are still suffering? Or are you simply looking for ways to boost your immune system and live a long and healthy life? Total Holistic Center is the solution you've been looking for. We provide you with out-of-the-box, cutting-edge scientific technologies for true health, wellness, and anti-aging via phone, in-person, or virtual video consultations. Some of our services include total wellness consultations, where we dig deeper into underlying root causes of chronic health issues, and personalized 360 wellness protocols customized specifically just for you based on your individualized biomarkers. Visit us at www.totalholisticcenter.com or call us at 561-323-4994.
I'm beautiful just the way I am. I'm beautiful just the way I am. And I'm radiating love, attracting all the good that I can. Oh, I'm beautiful just the way I am.
Musaf is a music subscription app combining affirmations and meditations. The mixing of music and positive affirmations will take you on a positive journey towards healing. Download your app today, available on iPhone or Android, or contact Leslie Carmen at 561-405-9577. Musaf, that's MUSAFF, on Apple or Android.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for. And why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. The celebration of a lifetime begins here.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Junker systems are offline.
It's all negotiable. Jay, sit over there.
People are writing in. Yes, everything is negotiable. She will work with you with any products, with any mini boxes, anything. Even they're asking maybe you'll even white label some of your products.
Minimum of 1,200 boxes, yes.
She will do anything.
Minimum
So,
of 1,200 boxes.
so the answer to you, Miss Healing Moments, yes.
Yes, that's another. That's another animal. Oh my God.
She's loving the
white lady.
lavender, the anxiety relief, the lavender mask, all of your products.
Tracy from
Healing Moments.
the frequency lady, I tell you.
We're actually working on some of her social media right
I
now.
saw that. I saw that.
Working
Really-
on some of those
really
pieces and
nice.
putting it out. But yes, stress is at an all-time high, and we have to find ways to relax. But you have a box for the male. I mean, you've got female, you've got dogs, you've got pets, you've got anxiety. But on March 26th, which is right around the corner, Fem City Boca del Rey, in partnership with Brooklyn Cafe, with my side of the cafe, as well as Summer Pete from Lost Harbor, we're doing a women's event, a cocktail making class here, networking event. The 14 in-house have been sold out. Maybe we can squeeze another one in. It is now open for virtual. You can find the information on Fem City, and on events, it's Boca del Rey. To get the link, it is $26 in-house, $21 to do it virtually, and everyone gets their own little kit. And on March 26th, the male side of what we do is going to the Artful Dodger for In the Mind of the Male.
In mind of the mail, and I can tell you something.
She's
that
got a mailbox
she
to
has,
go with
I
you.
think we need to have one of those there. But we are adding perks to this thing. We are going to have a DJ sound off. We have invited 5 DJs.
I'm glad it's going to the guy's side.
It is going to the guy's
I need the anxiety relief, the wine, the
Hey, we don't
vodka,
wanna-
and
no,
you
no,
need
no,
the sound
this
off.
This is not going to be anxiety. This is going to be very small. Guys do. What do guys do?
You only got 75 people coming.
Guys do what guys do.
And what do guys do?
There are not 75 people coming.
50.
No, we are keeping it at a certain number.
That 50 is 50%
And the
capacity.
rest of them will be in the parking lot.
Okay.
Believe it or not. But yes, we have some other perks that we are working on as well. You see, the women are well established because Fem City's been around for 5 years.
For a long time.
The
yeah.
guys, we get a garbage can, we put some wood in it, and we sing doo-wops around it, and that's how we grow.
But I love what Nicole is doing. Your website is tremendous. You put all that together yourself?
I hired a website designer, but yes, I designed the whole thing with them.
The boxes, the mini boxes, all of it. Anxiety relief. And there goes the cork.
Tell people how they can order.
If you just go to serenitynow.world, all of our single order boxes and our subscription box is on there. If you want to do a custom order, you can DM us on Instagram, which is Serenity Now Inc. Or you can just email me directly, which is Nicole, Nicole, at serenitynow.world.
People want to know if you are open for tours. Now, that's interesting.
I mean, sure. Why not?
That's interesting to have a tour in the place.
Yeah, they
By
can definitely
appointment
come do
only,
a
of
tour.
course,
Mhm.
Until, things get a little bit more stable, which every day seems to be getting a little better every day.
But I love that. I love that she's young. She's a she, right? So it goes into all women empowerment and everything we do because it is, of course, Women's
You
Month.
always bring that up.
But look what she's accomplished in such a small period of time.
Yes, she's only 24, which is amazing. And she has a great concept. The delivery is fantastic. And you can take this in 14 different places. It's funny. This morning we had a meeting with a gentleman who's somebody in the music business. And we'll leave it there for now. And this gentleman has seen it in the last 48 years. He's seen some of the greatest musicians on the planet that he's managed them. And he sat in here. And of course, I decided to turn some plates. So I had commercials popping and I had a show going and music going and this going. Because I wanted to see how he would react to multiple things at the same time.
And he said, "You do a lot
And he
at
looked
the same
around and he
time."
says, this is really different. And he's looking around and he's getting up. Now, he never gets up. He got up, he came here, he went in there, he went over here, he even ended up in the bathroom. He says, even the bathroom here is different.
We got a lot going on.
So that's what happens with a product like yours. Has different venues. It has different tentacles that go in different directions.
Yes.
And the soothing part of it is the greatest phase. Now, you can do birthday parties, anniversaries, you can do anything.
Everything.
Anything.
Jay is one of our in-house artists. I'm wondering if you could create a card. Because in her box, there's always a card that explains it. So
Yes.
maybe every quarter you do a print of one of your designs. And then, so one side, and then on the other side, it says Serenity, now something serene. And talks about, because she works with local artists and small businesses. 850 plus a Boca Regional alone to put one of your drawings. That would be pretty cool.
Any way I could help? I'd love to.
Yeah, that'd be great. No, I've actually seen in another subscription box that I subscribe to, they had a local artist do a drawing and then they printed it for all of the boxes and they sent it out and as one of the products. So that would be really cool.
That's what I'm
Would
thinking.
you
Would be
take a
very cool.
complimentary drink from an establishment free of charge to put into the box?
If it's alcoholic,
It could be non-alcoholic.
non-alcoholic we could do. We don't have a liquor license, so we can't do alcohol, but.
I have another idea. How many juice companies do we know?
Juice? None.
Yes, we do.
We do. Yeah, but juice, it can't be, it has to be refrigerated or something, so that's a
We're
whole
not
other
sending
level.
juice, we're sending a complimentary, have a juice beverage at establishment.
Oh, you can do that. It's your own level of AARP.
Just ignore the woman behind the curtain.
It's amazing. Check out all of your boxes, just all of the ideas. I love the subscription. I love the birthday box, the teacher appreciation, that you support local. I want to get you in touch with the candle company, which is Sensibility, and they're in Coral Springs, and they would just, we'll show you one of the candles.
Yes.
It'll be incredible.
It'll be a
She's
nice
remarkable.
She is. And new ideas every day go abound, right?
Every single day.
Now, what is this the first quarter for your box? First
The-
4 months?
This is the second season now, so the second season box just started going out.
Okay, and is that the one you just showed us?
This is the past one. This is the winter box. So this is on our site now for a little bit of an increased rate because the subscribers get a discounted rate. But it's still, I think it's $79 on the website, and it's still over $100 worth of product. So you're getting a really good deal. All shipping's free too on the site.
Really?
Yes.
She's like Amazon.
I know. She's like the next. She's got some big things coming up next week, but a podcast. She's the same age as our crew, and we've got 2020 Vision on there.
That's the other thing. I'm inviting her to do a podcast, sort of. She has a new thing coming out next week that she's going to unveil, which will remain a secret till she does. But there's a whole lot of different, she does that spoiler alert thing.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. Thank you, Nicole, so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Jay, you have a question? Relaxation. You, Jay.
Me?
Yep, that
Yes.
would be you with the microphone.
With the mic in your hand.
Oh, no, I'm just enjoying relaxing.
People get to relax here and do a whole lot of things. We've got Sarah Walsh is joining us from Alpert Jewish Family Services. I spoke with her this morning because you talk about anxiety at an all-time high, family abuse is at an all-time high. So she's going to be coming on because so many people have reached out to me as a woman and said, do you know anyone that can help? And she works with teens. We've had them on our Kids in Cape show, and that'll be airing again on Thursday. So she's going to be joining us in a few minutes and talk about what's going on and the resources that Alpert Family Services has to offer.
Excellent.
Is he ready to go to commercial break
Let's
while
do
he's
that.
opening up some wine?
Let's do that.
All right, stay tuned, and we will be right back. What else do you...
Stars International is a multicultural, open-format record label with multiple production services from recording to broadcasting. On the label side, we focus on developing artists and helping them achieve their goals. On the production side, we cover anything from recording and mixing your vocals to creating your master track. We also include distribution if needed, and we have full access to TV production and on-air services to help build and create the artist you want to be. We're a fully digital studio and plan on taking music theory to the next level.
Welcome to Lost Harbor Spirits, a world where pirates inspire our spirits, treasures remain undiscovered, and flavors are infused with the essence of mysterious voyages. We invite you to join us on our journey inspired by the undiscovered Spanish fleets lost in the 1600s, the treasures that have been buried with them, and of course, the lost harbors that remain abandoned on the foggy coasts of Florida. Proudly distilling in West Palm Beach, Lost Harbor Spirits is a true treasure waiting to be discovered. AMP Media Productions is proud to announce their affiliation with Comcast Corporation, producing television commercials for Florida. We have a unique opportunity for businesses or individuals to place a commercial on 21 channels with a reduced rate that has never been seen before. You can have an amazing commercial, just like these, made for you and your business. For more information, call us at 866-224-5422 and join the AMP Media family.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
I mean, how many seconds?
Hamana, and one, and we
He
are.
counted down for 25.
He's running the board.
Oh, God help us.
He's been busy. Welcome back to the Brooklyn Cafe.
Thank you.
On a Tuesday afternoon. Serenity. Now, you talk about all the things that have happened over the past year and anxiety and stress, and thankfully, things are looking better and things are looking up. Again, we have to thank all of our frontline workers, the healthcare, our teachers, everyone that has been there all along.
Correct.
But while in a pandemic and people are home with their significant others, other things have happened as well. So we've got Sarah Walsh joining us again, and she was with Alpert Jewish Family Services, I think up in Boynton Beach. We're going to bring Sarah over and talk about what's happening because so many women have reached out to me and said, I can't, this relationship, I'm being emotionally abused. They never admit to physical abuse, but they will admit to the emotional abuse. Did we have resources? And we always have resources, but then I think people might be afraid to call. So we're bringing Sarah over to hopefully take away any fears that you might have of calling or reaching out because it is a safe space and they are there with all kinds of services from teens all the way up. So let's bring Sarah over, and there she is. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you guys?
We are fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us again. Are you on your computer or your phone?
I think it's a breakup.
We tested her this morning and she was good, but I guess we're losing her. See if we can get her back slick, and we'll see. If not, we're going to keep going from there. In the meantime, we have her back. Peggy, Pete is going, she's talking to Peggy. Who's Peggy?
All right, let's try
You guys
it
know
again.
Peggy? No. All right. Sarah, you back?
I'm back. I think
right.
there's a bit of a delay. I'm here.
We've got a delay. So many people have reached out and they need services. Tell us about what Alpert Jewish Family Services offers.
Well, Alpert Jewish Family Service offers 29 different programs, but the program that I'm most involved with is the domestic abuse program. And we have case management services. We offer a support group called Women in High Conflict Relationships. And that runs on Thursday evening on starting a group for men if we can get it filled. But the group is for women who are in high conflict relationships, and it provides wonderful support. And we also provide resources within the community if needed.
And I'm so not a psychologist, nor do I pretend to be one or a therapist or any degree. But when someone reaches out to their friend or a colleague or a business person because they need someone to reach out to, what do you say on that first, before they get to you, what do you say when someone reaches out to you?
Well, I guess I could talk to people in terms of how to support a friend or family member, Dawn.
Society. Uh-huh.
And what they could do is really listen without judgment. There's a lot of shame involved when people are involved in an abusive relationship. And if your friend or family member is coming to you and they are saying, hey, this is happening to me, that's taken them a lot of courage. So the really most important thing is to be non-judgmental and listen and tell them that the abuse that they're going through is not okay.
See, that's when it gets a little tricky, because then they go back because it's the known. I can't say it's safe, and it's hard. So all I can do is refer them to you because you are the expert in this and you've got the resources. So I want people to feel comfortable to because I say what they did is wrong, you shouldn't go back. I can't say that because it's their choice in life, but you can do what you do.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that what you can say is not necessarily you shouldn't go back or you shouldn't be there. It's really about, hey, look, if your partner is constantly criticizing you and putting you down, that's not okay. And of course, our number, which there's so many resources out there in terms of domestic abuse education and awareness that they'll feel less alone in their struggles.
And I think that's what's important, is for no one to feel that they're alone, that there is help, and you don't need to go back to that relationship if it does not serve you, or you do not feel safe, or if they're putting you down. It's not going to be easy. You can't be a little pregnant, as you say.
Correct.
But there are resources to help. And you work with teens also.
We have a teen dating abuse and bullying prevention program because we need to focus on prevention as well and education. And we train teens about dating abuse and bullying, and then they do workshops in the community and teach other teens about that, about those issues.
And that's the incredible thing. It's
so it's a
breaking the cycle.
peer-to-peer.
Yeah, peer-to-peer.
Yes, because a lot of 1 in 3 teens will be in an abusive relationship, and only 1 in 25 of those teens will actually reach out to an adult.
Really?
Who do you think they're reaching out to?
A parent, I would hope.
Their peers. Their peers, their friends.
And then what do you
And
get?
so we need to make sure that the younger generation understands that, for example, if your partner is blowing up your phone, always wanting to know where you are and what you're doing, and they won't leave you alone and give you that space for yourself, that's not okay. And a lot of teenagers might misinterpret that as, oh, he or she loves me so much. My partner thinks I'm so wonderful. They can't live without me. They can't spend 2 minutes alone without me. But that's not really what that is. That's control.
That's interesting. That even goes down to the basics of it. Things you wouldn't even think about. That's not even abusive. That's just more of a personality control.
Yes, well, abuse, really the cornerstone of that is power and control. So if you find that you're in a relationship and they're very controlling and they want to know who you're with, how much time you're spending with each person, who you're talking to, they want to isolate you from your family, they want to control what you wear, how much makeup you put on, all of this, anything that's controlling what you do, that's a red flag.
Wow. It's so hard right now to be a teen, to be in school, out of school, dating because you're not meeting people, what it's like with COVID, being home with your significant other, all of these things. Have you seen an increase in people needing support?
Absolutely. We really can't underestimate the impact of COVID and this pandemic on mental health and our social issues. And the first thing I thought of when the pandemic broke a year ago was, oh my gosh, all of these poor people who are in abusive relationships, domestic abuse, domestic violence relationships, because all the things that they were able to do to escape, like go to their job, go to their religious institution, go to some social activities, they don't have that anymore. And the kids who are living in those situations who went to school to escape don't have that. So we have seen an increase of calls and need for services and support.
It's so much bigger than you even realize. The mental health side of this whole pandemic, as bad as the physical side is, the mental health side has affected every single person some way, somehow.
It's really incredible. I mean, the isolation has taken a huge toll on people. And as much as people who live with a partner or with a family are under stress because you're under the same roof and you're confined with each other and it's hard to get along, I found that in my work that the people that are suffering the most are the people that live alone.
Because
they're lonely and they're isolated.
Amazing. And Alport Jewish Family Services, you work with everyone regardless of if you're Jewish.
Absolutely. We serve the entire community. We have a very large behavioral health department. We have 2 psychiatrists. We have a whole team of therapists, and we are there to help the community. We're all doing virtual sessions.
So it doesn't matter where you're located now because it can all be done virtual.
Yeah, well, our catchment area is actually the bottom of Boynton Beach up into Indian River County at this point. We're expanding north.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. So many people need help. Our teens, our kids. You see what happens, right here in our studio on a daily basis.
Yes, and it doesn't seem to go away. It just seems to come out a different way. Every day is another problem. I mean, look at the news. Look at the awareness that even the Duchess is going through and all of that stuff. I mean, this.
Yes.
It's at a level right now that you got to sit back and sort of put your finger on your temple and says, what's going on? I mean, enough. This is just complete madness. And people,
I found it so. I'm sorry, Freddie.
That's okay, go ahead.
It's so interesting you bring that up. I was so impressed with her being so open about her mental health struggles, her depression, and feeling like she wanted to kill herself. She was suicidal. She was so depressed and hopeless. And I really found that, I just admire that so much because she's breaking the stigma of mental illness and mental health problems and encouraging people to be open and get help.
Well, it's funny because they asked her, you're a Duchess. If you needed help, why didn't you get it?
Right.
And she answered, well, what did you want me to do? Send an Uber to the palace? Send me an Uber. I'm going to go see a shrink. I mean, come on now. And it's a little ridiculous that she's had to come out. She's not comfortable doing this. They think that she's doing it on purpose to demise the crown. That's not her intent at all. And this morning, her father came out. I don't know if you saw that interview. And
no, I haven't.
He said that he was a little bit surprised that she came out, that he knew what was going on, but he asked her not to do it this way. You got to look at it. She's at a point that she's saying, enough is enough. I mean, how many times have we said this? Mental anguish is a problem, and it's a problem in our society, and you can't hide from it. You can't put it on. You can't put the elephant under the rug. You're going to have to sort of face it head on and be honest about this. And if you can't have a conversation about this, then who really has the problem?
Because people are afraid to insult or hurt someone else's feelings. Maybe they took it. It's the guilt. At least being Jewish, you live in the guilt of it's me, it's not them. Maybe I did something that provoke them until some point you realize that maybe it's not you, maybe it's the situation, and it's okay to speak up.
Yeah, Dawn, I'm so glad that you mentioned that and mentioned the Jewish guilt thing. One of the things that the program does do is try to dispel the myth that domestic abuse does not happen in the Jewish community. And one of the interesting statistics is that Jewish women stay twice as long in abusive relationships. And that has to do, I think, with the guilt that this is happening in their home. Also, women have been told that they were responsible for peace in the home. It's in the Torah, it's written in the Torah. So there's a lot of pressure on all women and Jewish women to create this peace in the home. And when it's not happening, it can cause a lot of shame. I wanted to tell you a story, if I have some time. One of the women in our group last week, she escaped her abusive husband, and through the support of the group was able to find the courage to do that.
Wow. How is she doing?
She's doing really, really well. She had to rent a car because she was afraid her husband would be able to track the family car. She got a burner phone.
Wow.
She has 3 very young children and was able to leave and go to her family's home in another state now that her parents got the COVID vaccine, because they didn't feel safe until then.
Wow.
And she ended up leaving when she knew her husband was at a sporting event that he does every week. It was very, very powerful, and she's doing well, and we're all really proud of her.
That's amazing. You hear stories like that, you think, you just hope they can stay strong, and with family support they can, and not go back to an abusive relationship. And I think that's the hardest thing. Is it's great and they get out sometimes and they get the kids out, and then the husband calls and says, honey, I'll never do this again. Or the wife, if it's the opposite way, I'll never do this again, I'm so sorry, and you go back. And unfortunately, sometimes you can't get out again. And that to me is the most heart-wrenching of what it is, because they apologize, I'll never do it again, and they do it again. And I apologize, I'll never do it again. And emotional abuse is as bad as physical abuse. And I don't know if people realize, so I'm glad you're starting working with the teens, because all because you can't see a bruise or a punch doesn't mean you're not being affected on the inside.
Oh, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I think the emotional wounds that occur from the verbal abuse, from the emotional abuse, are worse than the physical. I mean, if you can imagine being in a relationship with someone you love, who puts you down, who criticizes you, who calls you names every day, all the time, for years and years and years, how that might make you feel about yourself.
Major League Baseball just handed the biggest deal in the history of the game. They suspended a pitcher for the whole season because of this. And what they uncovered.
Oh, really?
Yep. And what they uncovered was that she was a prisoner in her own home with this guy. And this guy is somebody. He's a major league player, and he's on a roster. And I'm not going to take the name. You guys could do your own research on this stuff. And they suspended him for the year. And he's got to take counseling and everything else just to keep him out of jail, because, beating up on people is a crime. It doesn't matter that you have a ring that says you're married. Hitting people is a crime. And she brought it up, and she was in this relationship for 2 years. It wasn't like she didn't try. And they put her, and they put him now on all sorts of counseling and things of that nature, because it got out of hand, and the abuses and the abuse, and it was emotional, psychologically, until he handcuffed her in a house, not to leave. And, when I was in, I worked for the Legal Aid Society in New York City. I was the only Hispanic that spoke Spanish for legal aid, which is really crazy if you think about it. I was the only guy who spoke Spanish. And I got to work on all these cases as a translator. And I'll never forget the time there was a Dominican lady in there who was handcuffed to a radiator for a week. For a week. In the middle of winter now, a radiator got to such high degrees, those metal handcuffs, they burned her flesh.
Oh, wow.
And the abuse. Do you believe that when they went to arrest this guy, I went with the cops because there was no English being spoken in the house. He was in the Heights, and she didn't want him arrested after all of that. And I said to her,
I know.
But it's fear. It was more fear than anything else. Because now she's thinking about, how do I make the rent? How do I? And he said to her, you're going to be on your own. I'm going to be in jail. I mean, this whole thing went down. I have never seen anything like that. At Legal Aid in New York City, I was there for 6 months. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in that department. Crazy.
The first step would be reaching out to you or somebody in this capacity for help.
Absolutely. Yes, and for support, because a lot of this, you're right, is fear and believing that they cannot get away.
Yeah.
Because they've been told, you're never going to leave me. I will kill you. But so many victims are told, I will kill you. I will make sure you do not function if you ever leave me, if you ever press charges against me. So you're right, Freddie, it's fear. But there is help, and there is, right? One of the things that my clients tell me is they say, Sarah, when you put down the behavioral checklist, and I had to check off all of the things that apply to me in terms of my relationship, they see it in black and white. Wow, I checked almost every field. It must mean that this is really happening and that this is wrong.
You never know. And my mom always says, you never know what goes on behind closed doors. Some of the most beautiful relationships on the outside in the world and on social media are the ones that are the most damaged on the inside. So all because you see it on the outside and everyone looks happy and lovely, you can never assume what's going on the inside. So there are resources, and they're shaking their head back in the other side of the studio.
Where is Sarah located?
I think in Boynton.
We're in West Palm Beach is our main office. We do have a counseling office in Boynton. Our main office is in West Palm, but we are virtual now. So the agency can, see people within our catchment area, like I said, which would be the bottom of Boynton all the way to Indian River. And if you have any questions regarding any service, you can call our High line. And High means life in Hebrew. And it's 561-684-1991.
Sarah, thank you so much for joining us. We need to get the teens back on and do a piece with them. They were maybe during spring break we'll be able to get them back in.
Well, there's a lot of things I want to talk to Sarah. I got so many war stories to share with you. In New York City, some of the things that I did. There's a lot of stuff. It's funny because I was taught at NYU that a female that's an advocate for women in distress is one thing. But when males get together and they do it as an advocate for distress, for this kind of bullying, it's another. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna share some war stories, some of the things that I did up in the Bronx in the day when I was in the mortgage business. I actually built a safe house. A lot of stuff that goes through with this, but it's a difference when a guy tells another guy, why don't you cool it? Why don't you get some help? As to women saying, I'm being abused and yada, yada. Is looked at differently, and I think that the core of the problem here is that more guys got to get together and stop this nonsense. It's really what it comes down to.
Freddie, I love your war stories. We talked about it the last time I was on the show, and I cannot commend you enough. This is the men need to get together and say, okay, we are the problem. I mean, women do abuse. Okay, this is really not a man, woman. It's people are abusive. But it would help if males would say, hey, look, what's going on with us? We're part of the problem. How can we prevent this from happening, and how can we get help ourselves?
True that.
It's re-educating our sons and our grandsons that the old way isn't necessarily the right way, and a lot of it goes down to education.
Agreed.
Sarah, thank you so much for joining us again. Your resources are
tremendous.
Yes,
anytime. Thanks, it's a pleasure. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you, Sarah.
Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, our good friend Tracy is in the house from Healing Moments.
Yep.
I think she's talking to Teddy, and I think Nicole is still here, so we'll see what happens
She's,
with
doing
that.
songs.
When we come back, we're going to have some wine tasting. We got Miami Brewing Company in the house and Jay Harmon, so a colored pencil artist at 2:30. And Jay, we're going to do some wine tasting?
Absolutely. Oh, you know something? Not for nothing. I heard a comment you made. I like to drink. Who's the one that says, "Where's my wine for my show"?
I ask for water and they bring me water.
Oh, you're like Jesus. You turn wine into water.
Water into wine. Ba-dum-bum. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for. And why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. The celebration of a lifetime begins here.
Looking for a place to get your ice cream fix? Look no further than Cold Stone Creamery. At Cold Stone, we make our ice cream fresh every single day in store. We have over 20 different ice cream base flavors and over 30 different mix-ins to choose from. We also have plenty of signature creations if you don't want to go ahead and choose your own. To end your creation, you can put it in one of our freshly made waffles. We have ice cream cakes, ice cream sandwiches, milkshakes, smoothies, banana splits, sundaes, and so many other things for you to come check out and enjoy. We are the official ice cream store of the Brooklyn Cafe. Hope to see you soon, and remember, it's always a great day for ice cream.
Hi, I'm Tracy McDonough, owner and founder of Healing Moments. Healing Moments is a healing playroom, a mind, body, spirit center. Our service is love and compassion, and the environment is soothing, peaceful, and inviting. Every area is designed for healing and peace. We deliver services such as massage therapy or lymphatic drainage, energy healing and Reiki, chakra balancing, physical vascular therapy for circulation and pain, vibrational medicine using frequencies and oils, and music in order to calm and relax your mind, body, and spirit. We also offer detoxification services using infrared sauna, ionic foot baths, and power plates. All of our modalities are designed to reduce stress, anxiety, induce relaxation, relieve pain, and provide detoxification and inflammation reduction for optimal healing and wellness.
In Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Are your health issues stopping you from living the life you've imagined? Are you unable to do the things you want to do due to chronic pain or chronic health issues? Have you seen many doctors taken multiple medications but are still suffering? Or are you simply looking for ways to boost your immune system and live a long and healthy life? Total Holistic Center is the solution you've been looking for. We provide you with out-of-the-box, cutting-edge scientific technologies for true health, wellness, and anti-aging via phone, in-person, or virtual video consultations. Some of our services include total wellness consultations, where we dig deeper into underlying root causes of chronic health issues, and personalized 360 wellness protocols customized specifically just for you based on your individualized biomarkers. Visit us at www.totalholisticcenter.com or call us at 561-323-4994.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Don't make it easy. You ain't gotta move around. Welcome.
You don't have to
back.
move around. There you go.
It's gotta be.
It's slick on the board.
All right, so let's move on to our last segment.
Look at these wine glasses.
I know.
These
right?
are beautiful.
The gentleman
Schnebley's
said-
Winery.
It says you gotta drink good wine out of great glasses.
These are amazing. I kept seeing Barbara, Jay's wife, post about Schnebley's Winery, and the pictures are gorgeous. And I kept looking and looking, and she goes, we can get you in touch with them. And then Jay was watching our morning show, and there you have it. Jay Harmon, our colored pencil artist. Peter, these glasses are gorgeous. Tell us about Schnebley's Winery.
Well, thank you. And by the way, I do believe in drinking good wine out of good glasses.
Yes, I can see.
So everybody that comes down to the winery, when they do a tasting, they get one of these glasses as a souvenir to take home.
Wow.
So that way they go home. This could be the very best glass they have in their house because they might not understand that the glass could ruin the wine or make the wine or help make the wine. But that's how
so
important the glass is.
interesting. Why is that?
Well, the way the bowl is shaped in there, the wine will actually breathe nice, coat the barrel of that glass, and so when you sip it, you're getting more of the nose of the wine hitting your nose than if you have a glass that doesn't have that.
So it's not always the wine. Sometimes it's the glass that holds the wine, that makes the wine.
Yeah, I learned this from George Riedel. Riedel glass is the best wine glass made in the world. And when he told me that a glass can ruin a bottle of wine or a glass of wine, I thought he was just, being a salesman. And he proved it. I mean, he actually took a wine that was heavily oaked, a Cabernet that was heavily oaked, and he put it into the glass where the oak hit your nose before the wine hit your mouth. Oh. And so when you drank it, you felt like you were drinking wood. And so he designs wine glasses for every kind of wine out there. And this glass hits most of the wines, so that most of the wines you drink, this will be a good glass for it.
The most amazing thing is that you do this down in Homestead. Who would ever think we had a winery in Homestead?
Yeah, and actually we're not in Homestead. We're actually in the Redlands.
Which is where?
Which is west of Homestead. So we're actually in the middle of no place, is what I like to say.
They're further than Homestead.
Yeah.
Further. I didn't think there was a further.
So we're west of Homestead. We can see the Everglades from where we are.
You can see it or you're in it?
We can see it. We're not in it. No, we're not in it.
How did you end up in the Redlands?
Well,
the winery?
That's a good story. I was in the produce business. My wife and I had a produce company for 23 years. And so we grew avocados and mangoes and lychees and guava. And in fact, we were the largest growers of lychees at the time down in Homestead. Wow. And we would sell to supermarkets like Publix and Walmart, et cetera. And so we did that for 23 years. And at one point, we owned about 100 acres. And we shipped the tropical fruits all over the country and did very well. I come originally from New York State, from the Finger Lakes of New York State.
The Finger Lakes.
So many people don't know about the Finger Lakes, but in the middle of New York State, if you look at the map, there's a series of lakes, and if you look at it, it looks like a bunch of fingers. And we lived on one of the middle lakes, and there's probably about a 1,500-foot elevation from the water all the way up to the top, and the lakes were made by glaciers. And so there's just this beauty of these vineyards that slope down to the water that even Napa doesn't compare, in my opinion. I'm a little biased, but I really believe that.
I agree. We used to spend time there.
Okay, so you know. Yep. So you drive up and down these lakes, and back when I was young, I started working in the vineyards when I was 13. So my father didn't own a vineyard, my mother didn't own a vineyard, none of my friends owned vineyards, but I worked in a vineyard, and I had the worst job you could possibly have, which was pulling weeds out of the ground by hand from the small grapes that were only about 2 inches tall when they planted them or whatever. And so my whole summer job was hand weeding a 13-acre field. Wow. So the fact that I'm in this industry now, when I started in, really the bottom.
Weeding.
Weeding is kind of remarkable in my mind because I didn't expect it. But to make a long story short, I started off there. I worked my way up in that company that I worked for. So I started there, and I ended up being third in charge of a company called Venture Vineyards. And Mel and Phyllis Nass actually live here in Boca. Then I decided I really wanted to get out and get an education. So I quit the job that I had when I was about 23, 24, went back to college, got a bachelor's degree, got a master's degree. And then I decided I wanted to be in the produce business, but I wanted to be in Florida. So I moved down here, got into the produce business. I was a produce buyer for about 4 years. I met my wife, Denise. She was selling me produce. And so it was one of those romances that were condemned by my bosses. Of course, you can't buy produce from her anymore. I said, that's fine. I don't want to buy any produce from her anymore. You buy it. So to make a long story short, on our honeymoon in Amalfi, Italy, we decided to start our own produce company called Fresh King. And that was 1994. We got married and we started our company. Very successful. Fast forward about 10 years, 12 years, and I said, you know what? There's something else I want to do with my life. I want to do something that has more to do with customers coming in and visiting with me and having more interaction. So I invited Bill Wagner from Wagner's Winery, and Bill Wagner was one of the first two wineries in 1975 to open, and he's considered the father of the wine industry in New York State. Because of him and a couple other people, they passed a bill that allowed, or a statute that allowed small wineries to exist. Before that, you couldn't have a small winery. So if you remember back in the days, back in the 70s, you only saw big wineries.
Yes.
Okay, so with that, 250,000 gallons or less qualifies as a small winery and allows you to create these wines on your property. And so he did that, and he's became extremely successful. The Finger Lakes is now, I think, about a $15 billion industry, the wine industry, with over 300 wineries. Now there's wineries.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So it really saved the Finger Lakes because before that, people didn't have money. Industry was leaving. The agricultural industry, dairy and everything else was not doing well. And the vineyards were not doing well because they were selling their grapes for far less than what they needed to in order to survive. And so if it wasn't for the fact that they could make the end product and sell it directly to the consumer, they would have been selling their land for whatever they could get and going out of business. Wow. So now if you go there, the vineyards are going for a lot of money. The wines are a great attraction. And now there's also the added products such as a restaurant. Many of them have restaurants. Many of them have also breweries now, like we did. And now there's art galleries in the middle of no place. We used to drive down the road to get from A to B. Now you drive down the road to see all these really cool agritourism spots. So taking that, I invited Bill Wagner to come down to visit us back in 2004 to get inspiration to see what we could do to bring customers and have an experience. And I was thinking about a hay wagon ride, maybe a fruit stand. But you really think about it, and I think God had a play in this, and that I didn't invite just anybody. I invited the guy who started the wine industry. So maybe there really wasn't a mistake, but I didn't think of it. And when he came on down, He spent 3 days with Denise and I, and after 3 days, he says, I believe you guys should start a winery. And of course, I look at him and go, well, we don't have any grapes, right? Probably like everybody else thinks about us. We don't have any grapes. He goes, do you know that grapes are fruit? That statement that he made, I will never forget, and I repeat all the time. And I give Bill credit for saying these things, and I thank God my ears were open enough to hear these, because what he said really changed our life. And he goes, grapes are fruit. You grow fruit. You can make wine out of fruit.
That's what Jacob's saying. It's not out of grapes, it's out of fruit. And Freddie says, but grapes are fruit.
Grapes
so
are
this
fruit.
is the same conversation we've been having.
Right. So there was an epiphany of, holy cow, you mean these tons and tons of fruit that I really am throwing away right now because they're too ripe are really perfect for making wine? And he goes, yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Then he said another thing which was really profound. He goes, where our winery is in New York State is Lodi, New York. Now, if you could look at Lodi, New York, there's more cows in Lodi, New York than there are people.
True that.
So he's in the middle of no place. When I say I'm in the middle of no place, I'm not. When he says he's in the middle of no place, he's between Watkins Glen and Geneva. And most people know of Watkins Glen as a place that you might race or that you might not know. But I don't think anybody even knows of Geneva, New York. So he's really in the middle of no place when he says no place. He goes, you're next to Miami. You're 30 minutes from Miami. It took us an hour and a half to get here. So really, we're not far from millions and millions and millions of people. Mm-hmm. And obviously, we're a tourist destination, just Miami and Fort Lauderdale.
Yep.
So forget about the people who live here. We have all these tourists. So with that, we go, we're gonna start a winery. So we went out. We said we're gonna start a winery. We don't even know what that means. Never made wine in our life. So when I made that statement, it got out to a guy named Doug Knapp. Doug Knapp had the 7th winery in New York State to start. And Doug had sold his winery and retired to Florida. And Doug said to me, he goes, Pete, I'd like to come on down and coach you on how to make wine and teach you. And he was kind of trying to convince me that he could do this. And I said, Doug, you don't need to convince me. I know who you are. I think you are the finest winemaker in New York State. So please come on over. So Doug is kind of like the grandfather of the winery, him and his wife, Susie. And we went into our garage at night. Now, we had a $20 million produce company we were operating during the day. We had 2 kids we were raising. At that point, Gabby was 5 and Cody was about 8 or 9. And we're making wine in our garage at night, experimenting with tropical fruits, not knowing a recipe for any of these things because, quite frankly, to make wine out of grapes is simple. You simply take grapes, you squeeze them, and you get juice. But if you take a mango and squeeze it, you get baby food. Okay? So we got to make wine out of baby food. You take passion fruit. Passion fruit is a bunch of seeds and some stuff in the middle. We had to figure out how to make wine out of all these things. So there wasn't a book on how to do it. And quite frankly, we threw away a lot of stuff that didn't work. And it took us a long time, but we've developed the wines that you see here, plus more wines. We get, any weekend, we get a couple thousand people come to visit our winery.
How many wines do you have?
We've got probably almost 30 wines at the winery.
All different fruits.
All different fruits, all different styles, correct.
I gotta ask you, when there's a fruit that has a pit, like a mango, and a fruit that doesn't have pit, is the flavoring different? Doesn't the fruit that comes, let me get this right, doesn't the liquid that comes off the fruit bitter as opposed to not?
Well, we'll take a mango, for instance. We'll actually not put that in a press. But no, it is not bitter because we don't rupture the seed.
There you go.
Okay, if you rupture the seed, there's even sometimes poisonous stuff if you rupture some seeds, like peaches. So avocados, one day I was throwing away 40,000 pounds of avocados because they were a little bit ripe from our produce company.
40,000 pounds.
Now, just a little bit of give to them, but we couldn't ship them to anybody because it would never make the shelf, life.
Not even as guacamole.
Yeah, then that's another business, So I was like, what business are we going to be in? So I said to my winemaker at the time, I said, hey, why don't you go in and try to make some wine out of avocado? And he looked at me like I was crazy, and I said, listen, I might be crazy, but we have 40,000 pounds that we can try. Who knows? So it's kind of simple when you think about it. You have to have a liquid, right? And you have to have sugar because sugar converts to alcohol. All right. So when you look at avocados, I looked at it and I go, well, how do you make dandelion wine? Hillbilly wine, right? Well, you take dandelions, which are weeds, you put it in water, you mix it up, but there's no sugar. So you add sugar, okay? But what dandelion has is an acidity. So the most important thing about wine, and most people forget this, it's not the sugar, it's the acidity. And acidity is equal to flavor, and acidity is also equal to a smell, an aroma, okay? So if something has an aroma, there's a good chance it'll have a flavor in wine. It might be good, it might be bad, but it'll have a flavor. If it doesn't have any aroma, it will not make good wine. Like if you go to the supermarket and you smell some of the grapes in the supermarket, there's no smell.
He's going to be wanting to try his wine already.
Yeah, we should be
try
drinking
some
while we're
wine.
talking like this, right?
This is fascinating.
Can we drink and talk at the same time?
Yes, but this is fascinating because my father was a farmer in Puerto Rico. And him and his 14 brothers, they used to take different fruits. And they used to add liquor to it to try to make these different
Well, you had different
concoctions.
flavored moonshine, right?
We had different flavored
Sure.
moonshine using fruits and sugars.
Mhm.
And then they buried it for like, I don't know how long. And it was amazing, all the different fruits that they made in the moonshine business with. But I'm
Right.
fascinated because you went from nothing to making these beautiful bottles because you tried.
Mhm.
So it just reminds me of, they used to tell me, you got to keep trying till you get it right because there's a balance to what
Well,
you
let's
do.
start trying, and then you can keep talking.
All right, no problem.
Sure.
Tracy.
Where's our pourer?
Blake.
Tracy, she's in there. You want to talk to her? Oh, okay.
So-
Blake, come on out.
I think I'll make this statement. I think this is a profound statement, and most wineries do not tell you this, but it is a fact with
gonna
every
go
winery.
and grab
Period.
whatever bottle he
If
tells
you want
us.
to take the very first wine and pour everybody just a little bit of that. That's the the first one on that side.
Closer to Jay. Okay.
All right. So the most important thing is the acidity. Okay, you can add sugar, and by the way, almost every grape wine doesn't want to be described as having a grape characteristic, right? So you never drink a Cabernet and go, oh, that tastes like grapes.
Perfect. Just a little, yes. We're going to taste that.
You always, yeah, just pour just a little bit. Because I don't take two tastes of it, and the rest.
Give some to Peter. Give Peter a couple sips, and then you're going to bring the bottle over here.
So if you really think about it, a really good grape wine doesn't want to taste like grapes.
Correct.
It wants to taste like other things. So when you
Perfect.
ferment the sugar out of the wine, you get down to the bare bones of the acidity. And the bare bones of the acidity, you start to imagine things. You start to think about what it tastes like.
Correct.
But it loses the characteristic of the fruit it came from. When you add a little bit of sugar back into the wine, what comes
said two
back
sips.
out is the grape or the fruit it came from. For instance, Manischewitz. Manischewitz tastes like grapes.
Yes.
Why? Because there's sugar in it. They added the sugar back or they fermented it with sugar left.
What is this one?
So this is Coco Vino. This is a wine that we made for the Ritz-Carlton in Key Biscayne. And the Ritz-Carlton Key Biscayne said that they wanted to have
This is unbelievable.
a wine from coconut, and they said, "Can you make it?" Because of this,
You got 4 more bottles to get there. Jay, we're just going to keep rolling.
yeah. So the property used to be a coconut plantation.
It's unbelievable.
And so, if you look at it, it's got very light hue to it, a little bit yellowish hue to it. We make it with a blend. We use avocado and coconut as the blend, believe it or not.
Tracy, you want to try some wine?
And we've been making this wine for about 10 years now.
All right, let's get Tracy a glass from the back.
And this
please.
goes great with any kind of seafood, chicken, any kind of white meat.
No, this is great watching Jay do his artwork. Holy smokes. This is unbelievable. Now, how long does this wine age? Is it aged at all?
It will probably stay in our vats for at least 2 to 3
May as
months.
well taste with us.
So it does not have to age to have this flavor. What it has to do is be cleaned up. So
This
when
is
we make
coconut
it,
and avocado, Tracy.
we've got
It's
to
healthy.
filter it about 5 or 6 times before we bottle it, and then so it doesn't have to be aged. This wine.
This is unbelievable.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Coconut and avocado.
It is so smooth, and when you smell the aroma, you're gonna think that you're gonna get some kind of potent.
Right.
potent-
Oh, Peter, you might
This
want
is
to
smooth.
instruct on how to Snip
Oh, the
and
five,
swirl and
the 5 S's of
I love
drinking
coconut.
wine.
This is
right?
amazing.
This is unbelievable.
Well, we call some of drinking wine. You drink wine when you're happy. You drink wine when you're celebrating, and we can celebrate every single day. There's a reason to celebrate every
When
day.
we do this show, we celebrate
Right.
every day.
And so wine is not like beer. It's not like whiskey, and it's not like Coca-Cola. You don't drink it because you're hungry or you want to get drunk. You drink it really because you want to enjoy it. And to enjoy it, the things I'm doing here is I'm coating this glass. Remember I told you I have a great glass?
Mhm.
See how beautiful that happens? The wine doesn't come out of the glass, okay? Now, a quick thing to learn is if you feel intimidated and you're at a restaurant and you want to do it, you can put your glass on a table and swirl it with 2 fingers like this, and you notice the wine's going to stay in the glass, okay? So we're doing that because I call this the foreplay of drinking wine, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the wine, okay? We're going to smell the wine. So you put your nose up to it and you're like trying to imagine what it's going to taste like when you taste it. But we're just teasing ourselves right now because we're looking at it. It's like a beautiful woman with lingerie on, okay? Now we're smelling it. Oh, smell that perfume. Oh, it's beautiful.
It's the
right?
one we don't know.
Look, smell.
Right. And then, of course, at a certain point, we got to taste it. Now we're trying to figure out what it is that we're going to drink. But the fact is now we have to drink it. So now we're going to taste it. And our taste buds are all over our tongue. So something that people don't know is that some of your taste buds you've never even used or you didn't realize you had, which is the back of your tongue. Okay? So if you watch me, I'm going to show you how to drink wine so that you experience it fully.
All right, I got to
Okay.
get more then. All right. Jay, this is so perfect for your show. We may not get through all the bottles today. We'll have to see.
I have to say something for his show.
Okay. So if you watch me, what I do is I tilted my head a little bit forward. Okay. I brought the wine into my mouth. Then I rolled the wine all around my tongue while I brought some oxygen into my mouth. So that's why you got to tilt your mouth a little bit. All right.
Open my mouth.
And when you roll it all over your tongue, what you're going to find is these taste buds in the back of your tongue are going to start firing off. And they're going to be so excited. And
So you're
gonna
holding
taste-
it in your
You're
mouth,
going to taste
is what
stuff
you're
that you've never tasted before.
Women have 25% more taste buds than men.
I'm sorry?
Women have 25% more taste buds than men.
Well, I just learned something. I had no idea.
Yeah. It's, somebody brought us.
We're a vast world of knowledge here at the
They
cafe.
brought us
We
that.
learned that with vodka tasting.
Yeah.
So, I don't
Please
know how
lock it in
you
your mouth.
succeeded. Did you get it to the back of your tongue?
Mhm.
Did you feel the acidity hit your taste buds? And they're firing off? And by the way,
It tastes different in the back of your tongue.
it does. It does.
Wow.
But I'm going to tell you, front tongue, back tongue, the whole thing, this is
Front tongue, back tongue.
unbelievable.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
mean, it tasted, and I thought I was going to get something else.
Sure.
And when I tasted it, it took me to another.
Isn't that fun? That is the fun part of drinking wine with a friend too. Is you're doing this, you're discussing it, you're experiencing it fully, and you're enjoying, you're celebrating
Amazing.
the day with some wine with a friend.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And you do wine tastings down at the winery.
Every single day we're open.
Wow.
7
gotta
days
get
a week.
down there.
7 days a week. Yeah, come on down. We'd love to have you down.
Oh, it's a beautiful venue.
And then on the weekends, we have 30 acres. And we've been accumulating, when land comes up for sale next to us, we try to buy that land. So we have more room to expand. And,
Like, don't go far. We got to try another one.
and quite frankly, we needed the land that we have. So we got enough to have, we had a Porsche event 2 weeks ago. We had 300 Porsches. We had about 4,000 people. And it was such a cool event. I wish I'd really hired somebody to shoot the whole thing with a drone and everything.
And now on the weekends, you have drive-in movie theater, right?
Yeah, we bought a 60-foot screen. So on our north 4 acres, we actually have between a drive-in or sometimes we just have bring your blanket, and you watch movies on the 60-foot screen.
How far west are you, say, from Kendall?
Well, we're actually southwest of Kendall, so we're about 15 miles southwest
Not bad.
of Kendall.
My son lives there. I'll send him down there on a
not
Saturday
far.
night.
I mean, Kendall's big now.
Kendall's huge, yeah.
So if you get close to Chrome Avenue, they 4-lane Chrome Avenue. So the beauty is, today I came Chrome Avenue, and I really shouldn't have taken 595. I should have taken Sawgrass.
Say 4-lane Chrome Avenue.
Yeah, they 4-lane Chrome Avenue. So now it's a beautiful road. It's probably the nicest highway in South Florida.
It's very nice, and I'm sure that your winery had a lot to do with that, too.
What's that?
The 4-laning of...
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, I can't tell you that.
Jay knows. Trust me, he knows.
But we'll take that credit, though. We because of us, it got 4-laned. But ironically enough, when it ends the 4 lanes, it's right when it goes into Homestead, and there's a huge sign that says winery 4 miles to the right.
That's incredible.
So
That's easy to find that way.
it's very easy to get to
Gotta
us.
leave here one day at like 8:30, be there by 10, do our thing, and head
If you
back.
want to grab a bucket of some sort, because you might not want to drink it all, because we got a bunch of wines here. If you just want to sip some more,
You pour it in your
you
cup.
might not want to drink all the
We're
wine.
gonna try
Otherwise,
another bottle.
you
You're gonna
might not
finish
be
that
able to drive
first?
for a while.
Finish.
There you go. That's
All right, there you go. All right, what's the next one we're gonna try?
all right. So next one is mango.
That
Okay.
is unreal.
And the mango's going to be a little bit sweeter. And the funny thing is, I make these wines, when I make them, I kind of forget I made them. So until I do these wine tastings, it's like I almost forgot and I don't drink it at home. Then every time I drink the mango wine, I go, damn, that's good.
Hey, Blake,
And people make fun of me.
let's try.
The
Yeah.
mango. Now I'm allergic to mango, so I probably shouldn't try
Yeah,
this
you
one.
should not drink the
I'll
wine.
skip this one. I'm going to stay with the coconut.
Or we could have fun and watch you drink the wine.
You can watch me fall on the floor and not breathe? Yeah, probably not.
It's not a pleasant look.
It's called in the I Stop Breathing. Yeah, we'll skip the mango.
Ah, that's not the fun.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, when you blow up like, what was this? What was that funny movie where the guy's lips blew up and snitch?
But that's the other thing with wines made from different fruits. I guess people who have allergies need to tell you, I can't do this because
Right. Right.
that's why it's important to be educated on what they are.
But how'd the coconut
Yeah,
go
if you
down?
could.
Coconut's spectacular. I love coconut.
All right, so the next one we're going to have is the mango. Just pour right into there.
Right into there.
Yeah, that's fine. At the end of the day, that's the sangria.
There you go. We just add some fruit to it and you're good to go.
So I'm kind of pacing the wine tasting in order that you won't have to wash your glass out too much. At the
Can I
end
have your
is
glass,
a little
please,
bit-
Freddie?
a little different.
For Blake? Wow, look at that color. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. So you see this one here is a little darker yellow or gold, right?
It is beautiful.
Again, we're just taking our time. We're enjoying the moment, enjoying the friendship.
Now there's a fruit, I can't remember the name of it, that this smells like.
Yeah, when you smell it, the aroma of that is very different, right?
What mango?
Very different. But there was a fruit. in
Ask
Puerto
Teddy
Rico
or
that I
Slick if
had
they want
that
any.
smelled like this.
Everybody has different memories about
It
smells
stirs up
and aromas.
memories.
Right.
It really does.
So it'll invoke a memory of something, and that's what you will think of.
But I grew up in a farm, so wow, amazing.
Mm.
Wow.
How old are your kids now?
Cody is 25 and Gabby's 21.
Old enough to drink?
Oh yeah, and she'll be 22 in October. Then I have a stepson who's 44 and a stepdaughter who's 43.
Wow.
So we've got the full gamut. I got a granddaughter who's having her birthday this Saturday. She's 16.
That's amazing.
And a 13-year-old grandson. Yep. So we got them all over the place, all
Jay,
spread
how
out.
do you like the mango?
This is great. This is, it's really great.
It's very different.
Look at the legs on it.
It's very different from the coconut.
Right.
It is.
But it still has that subtle flavor at the end. It doesn't give you like that harsh wine deal. You know, when you drink wine and then it sort of lingers in your mouth like forever. This doesn't. This is very mellow. I'm amazed. Again, the smell, I thought I was going to get more boom,
Mhm.
and it doesn't go there. It sort of mellows.
I'm just amazed that this is in Miami. This is in our backyard.
It's all local.
That is just
Yep.
incredible. And can you buy this local or is it all through you?
Well, I'll tell you this. You can buy it directly from us online. We are in Total Wines. We're in Walmart's down where we live. We're in Target's down where we live.
Wow.
Publix used to carry us. And I guess it was about 6 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, Publix changed presidents. And when the new president came in, our wine was in the rack in the produce department. And we had all the racks were hand painted by our local artists. And they were it was beautiful. And they sold a ton of wine. And when the new president came in, he said no racks. Threw away every single rack that was in a store, including ours.
Wow.
And within, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, we were out of Publix, so we haven't been back in since. I wish we were at Publix still, obviously, but
And what's the price point on some of them?
it'll range anywhere from $14 to $30. So the lychee
Unbelievable.
that we'll have in a minute is $30. I think we have lychee next. Yeah.
I would say it is unbelievable. This is really nice.
Thank you.
We have time for one more before we got to go and then get ready for Jay?
Absolutely.
All right.
And we'll continue on my show.
Exactly.
I'm going to be hanging out at Jay's show.
And actually, Jay, what we want to do is we want to put this show on Thursday night on the radio. So we're going to, can we do that?
Yes, we can.
So that's what we're going to do. We'll put the 30 minutes tonight on WNN. So it'll give Peter and everyone all the visibility of Schnebley's.
Sounds good.
Amazing. And I love the name, Schnebley's. It's just different. Everything that you do is different. From the wine to the glass to the name.
Well, the irony is nobody could pronounce my name before. You know, like Schnebley was pronounced so many different ways. And when we started the winery, it's always amazing to me,
Let's
Jay,
dump
that
out
people
those
pronounce my
and
name
we're
right
gonna
now.
have one more bottle
You
and
know,
then
and we're related to Sedona Schnebley from Sedona, Arizona. That was one of my distant cousins.
Really?
Yeah. So Sedona was named after Sedona Schnebley.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's totally in the family.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to try one more, Jay, and then you'll do the next 3 on your show.
You bet.
This is delicious.
All right, what's the next one, Peter?
Okay. Why don't we try the lychee? Yeah. Why don't we do the lychee?
Lychee.
I didn't even know
love
they grew
lychees.
lychees in Florida until
It's the things
I
that
met you,
Teddy
and that
eats that you
was,
go, what are those? They're
you know,
kind of
and it
like
seems to
a
be a big,
bitterish kiwi.
a big thing in the South Florida.
Yeah. Lychee is not a fruit that grows well in South Florida, but it is the only place it does
Find the
grow.
lychee, Blake.
It's the very next one.
I can't even understand why.
And
it tastes like
the lychee is called the emperor's
There's 0
fruit
points then.
because out of China there was an emperor that loved lychee so much that he created like a Pony Express delivery system.
Oh.
And as they ripened around the country, they would Pony Express lychees fresh to his door every day. And that's why they call it the
You don't
emperor's
need to
fruit.
pour
The
it out.
emperor's fruit.
But is one of the most exquisite fruits in the world.
Thank you.
Probably considered to be one of the best fruits in the world. And we only grow it here in South Florida. This
Lychee.
is
I
our
love lychees.
This is our best-selling wine.
All right, Freddie, let's try this.
And lychee season this year will start at the end of May, and it'll be for approximately 3 weeks. And during that time, you got to get some fresh lychees. You got to come down and have some fresh lychees.
That would be a great time to go down during lychee
In May?
season.
Teddy loves lychees. Teddy, you want to go with some lychees? She doesn't even hear me.
Now, we really tried hard, so when you get the bouquet of this wine, you smell fresh lychees.
It smells like roses.
Have you had lychee? Have you had a lychee before?
You've
All
never
right.
had a lychee?
This is
One of our
when I'm
producers
smelling
eats
this, I'm
them all the
going
time.
lychee, 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 lychee. Smells just like lychee.
Really?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It seems lighter. Is it lighter?
Well, the viscosity of it is a little bit lighter, yes.
It looks like
And the alcohol content on all these are what, 11 and a half?
Yep. We all finish them on the label to say 11.5, but it'll be within a point of that, 1% of that.
Absolutely spectacular.
Thank you. And we make this in a sparkling wine too.
Oh, that would
So
be
we have that as
amazing.
a,
I can sense that.
well, people say champagne. Yeah.
This is unbelievable. I mean, you got a hit after a hit after a hit. This is
Jay, you've been hiding Peter on us for all these years.
Jay.
Oh, well,
I wonder why
you know, I do it-
when you draw, you always join with a glass of wine.
Well, this is what this is some of what I'm having when I'm doing my artwork at home.
Oh, really?
So it's.
Do you have a favorite you've known?
I don't really have a favorite. I know the ones that we've had so far are the ones that I get. I don't so much like the stronger wines. What do you?
The passion fruit's a very strong wine, very acidic.
Yeah, passion fruit. That is more, more than I have. I like just a nice mellow wine because I'm such a nice mellow guy.
Well, you have your class.
And
Of
that's
This
He
is,
goes, this is strong. By the time you're in your 4th class in 10 minutes, yes.
well, first of all, Jay, thank you for inviting me over to your house.
Thank
I'm gonna
you,
go
Jay.
stand and drink some wine and watch you draw all day long.
Just
I
keep
took
the
bar.
wine coming, and it'll.
This is remarkable. I had no idea that this was even possible. But the aromas and the taste, they're taking me to different places where I grew up in Puerto Rico. And in Puerto Rico, they have all these fruits and everything else, and you can smell the fruits when it rains and it begins to dry. You smell.
I've never
all
been
these
to the
fruits.
Redlands, but I would really like to have our crew really meet here early one morning and head down to you,
Well, we'd love it.
which
Yeah.
I think would be an incredible day.
Every weekend we have live entertainment. So we have a restaurant. So when you go to our place, we have 12 waterfalls. We have a tiki. We have 15,000 square foot of tiki huts. Wow. So we have more tiki.
15,000
We have more
square feet.
tiki huts than anybody else I think has ever built.
15,000 square
Probably even more than the Mikasukis have. It's connected. These are all connected tikis.
Do you have a commercial? You have a video footage of it?
Yeah, we do. Yep.
should play
You
it.
can go on our website and you can schnebleywinery.com, and you can see the layout of the property. There's a video on there, and we will have a couple thousand people easily over the course of the weekend. They come in. We have a great restaurant, by the way, and we have a fantastic chef, and we use a lot of local ingredients in our products that we do. And of course, you can sit down and have a meal, overlook the courtyard, and the courtyard has all the waterfalls and coral bridges. And one of the tiki huts sits on top of water. We call it the Waterfall Tiki. And so if you go there, you sign up to do a wine tasting. You go to our website, you can sign up, make an appointment, and you will do a tasting sitting on top of water in a tiki with a waterfall right next to you.
That's my cup of tea right there.
How long are the wine tastings?
We do a tour and tasting. It takes about an hour and a half to do both. We do a tasting. It takes probably about 50 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a full day.
I once sponsored and brought a busload of people down for a tasting, and everybody was just so amazed, and they had such a good time, and they went down and they had lunch and wine tasting and got to tour the facilities and see everything, and they just they couldn't believe it.
Are you open every day?
We're open every day, 7 days a week. The winery's open. The brewery just started being open again, 7 days a week. The restaurant is only open right now Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And we do a
Reservations? You have to make
yes, you really should make reservations. We have a great brunch. The brewery has in the back, it has a food truck, so we do like burgers and wings and things like that for the brewery.
Gosh,
And the brewery's 10,000 square feet.
Freddie.
Yeah, and we have an old sea container that we converted over to have the taps come out of it. So we have a 40-foot long sea container that I've owned for 20 years. Wow. And we made it a cold box. And on the side of it was kind of patinaed from the water when we used to cool down our avocado, so there's a little reddish tint to it. The bar is 40 foot long, and it's made out of coral rock from the Florida Keys, and we made everything ourselves.
Do you have an Ethernet box down there? Do you have Ethernet at all?
I'm sure they have internet.
Yeah. Internet, you have Wi-Fi.
Sure,
They have to.
sure.
I
Yeah.
got a bigger idea.
I know you do. Wow. All right, more to come. Part
You coming,
2
Mike?
of Schnebley's Winery with Peter Schnebley and Jay Harmon. Stay tuned for the Colored Pencil Artist.
Don't wanna miss this.
Comes to you at 2:30. What a spectacular show. Unbelievable. Peter, thank you so much. But wait, there's
Thank you.
more. So stay tuned for part 2. Have a great day, everyone. It's been a terrific Tasty Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.